If I'm a lady, naturally that place is dirty. Let him go. Do it yourself. Because sometimes nobody will do it as clean as you.
Okay, the man claims to say, I have somebody like you in the house. That's wrong. Like, because I'm a lady, I'm asking you to do something. The next thing you're telling me is, I have somebody like you as a wife. Well, you have somebody like me and not me as a wife. And that's the very reason why you should clean it.
You should only get jobs from men then. Don't get from women.
That's the very reason.
But my job now is to go and improve on my phone. I need to buy a bigger phone that has more.
Yes, not the camera that looks like POS.
Behold, now I'll be videoing every police.
Yeah, because you need
on black, the one putting on camouflage, the one putting on knicker, the one putting on just black t-shirt.
Exactly,
Welcome. You have your space in my phone. It'd be like saying no be only one way.
We saw one police officer that was trending the other day with iPhone 17, and people were like, how much are police officers being paid? How come you are using iPhone 17? Welcome back. If you are just joining, it's Trending O'Clock. This is where we'll talk about all the trending and juicy gist on the internet. And of course, give our opinions about them. I am Mercy Irabo. And of course, once it's trending, it's gossip. It's not to be done by one person. So who is gossiping and trending with us this beautiful morning? No other person but Mr. Michael Gubadia. Mr. Michael, thank you so much.
You made me your gossip mate.
Of course.
But please, let's not talk of pancake.
No issues. Men that gossip. Clock it.
The M to the I to the C to the...
Exactly. The Gen Z vibes. Well, without wasting much of our time, because we know he's not the Gen Z, the millennial, right? So we don't want to waste out Gen Alpha. Oh my God. Well, without wasting much of our time in trying to educate Mr. Michael about all the generations, let's dive straight into our stories for today. Our top story is a story making waves across Nigeria. A federal high court sitting in Warri, Delta State, has ruled that Nigerians have the constitutional right to record police officers while they are performing their duties in public. Yes, you heard me right. According to the court, recording law enforcement officers in public spaces is not a crime as long as it does not interfere with their job. The judgment is being seen as a major win for accountability, transparency, and citizens' rights. For many Nigerians, this could mean more confidence in holding authorities responsible, especially in situations where evidence is crucial. However, it also comes with a reminder: while you have the right to record, you must not obstruct or disrupt police activities. The big question is, will this improve police accountability in Nigeria? Yes, finally, because most times when you see citizens trying to record police officers during duties, you see them trying to fight back, fight the civilians and all of that. And now it is official, you can actually record them during the routine checks and all of those things going on. But do you think this will actually bring about accountability in the Nigerian police?
I foresee that bringing accountability. And I'm just so happy that this issue has finally been put to rest. Because, many times you see most police officers not really allowing anybody to video them. And they pick offense on every account of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just really happy that at least the law has made it straight, and indeed every Nigerian has to record any police officer, especially those checking them while doing their duties. But the most important thing, just like what they said, please do not stop them from doing their job. Let them do their job. But my job now is to go and improve on my phone. I need to buy a bigger phone that has more.
Yes, not the camera that looks like POS.
Behold, now I'll be videoing every police.
Yeah, because you need
on black, the one putting on camouflage, the one putting on knicker, the one putting on just black t-shirt.
Exactly.
Welcome. You all have your space in my phone. That's for sure.
Yes, you need a very good phone to video them, so we'll be able to see their faces well, not like this one that will give us the POS kind of images and all of that. Yes, this is a good one. I feel like this is a win for Nigerians, because I remember a story we did one time ago that this very guy was being assaulted and forced into his vehicle while a bystander was just videoing this thing. And the police officer said, when I am done with him, I will come for you. Remember that very story. So imagine cases like this. You cannot comfort them as long as he's not disrupting. He was just doing his own civic duties.
Messi, Nigerians then get way of really beating things. And I foresee the police doing those ones that are ready to beat the law. They will have a way of doing it. Maybe now when they are checking, they'll say everybody move away. They only have them and the person coming to check in one
or after
Nigerians get style.
after recording, they should just be like, okay, give me your phone. Don't worry, I will not arrest you. But let's delete it from your phone in exchange of being free and things like that. Instead of collecting bribes and all of that, they will just be like, okay, let's delete the videos from your phone because we know that it's normal. But we hope that this really brings accountability and the reform that we're talking about in the Nigerian police force. Anyways, away from that story, a shocking incident has emerged from Abia State, where a 7-member of the Nigerian Army has been arrested over an alleged robbery operation. Like robbery operation, a 7-member of the Nigerian military force. The suspect, identified as Lance Corporal Chuku Ebuka, is said to be attached to the 14th Brigade in Ohafia. Reports indicate that he allegedly carried out the operation alongside 2 accomplices, dispossessing a victim of nearly 5 million naira. He was apprehended shortly after the incident by security authorities. Items reportedly recovered from the suspect include 2 axes and a pair of handcuffs, believed to have been used during the operation. The incident has sparked reactions, raising serious concerns and questions about discipline and accountability within the ranks. When you hear stories like this, you just be like, is this not a scene in the Nollywood?
Now, wow.
Because you are 7, not even when I saw it, I felt like, okay, maybe a retired or something, but you are 7 and you had the guts. And that's why most times in America, when you hear people debate, even when you walk down the street, you hear people talk about how they feel like the whole kidnapping and everything going on in the country could be influenced by law enforcement officers and things like that. But when you hear stories like this, you just feel like, is that really true? That these people could be the ones even giving these people equipment? Could they even be the one behind all of the operations of insecurity and kidnapping? Just imagine a Nigerian military officer. This is a very sad and quite disturbing story, Mr. Michael.
Well, you are very, very right. You know, in every profession, you always see Judas. Of course. Truth. So it's no surprise to me. But, you know, it really brings that pain in my heart that somebody that should have known best, somebody that you normally would have run to for protection, is the one now coming around, make it be like saying, I want to collect from you. So it's really annoying. And I'm happy he was caught. This will serve as a lesson to all those ones that will be ready and eager to join in on the vote. You know, sometimes you look at these people and you know their salary scale, but what they are doing is more than that. Now you come and ask yourself that question. It'd be like saying, no, be only one way.
We saw one police officer that was trending the other day with iPhone 17, and people were like, how much are police officers being paid? How come you are using iPhone 17?
When we know
how much you receive.
When we know, say, a corporate and a touch light phone in the so you need to ask those questions.
Yeah, of course, we need to ask those questions, and we're happy that this one has been caught and he has to face the consequences of his crime. Away from that very disturbing story, a concerned Nigerian woman has raised alarm over the poor condition of a nursery classroom at Umuakwau Community School in Abia State. In a video circulating online, the classroom appears to be in a severe state, raising concerns about safety and learning environments of the young children being taught there. The situation has sparked reactions from Nigerians, with many calling on relevant authorities to urgently intervene and improve the condition of the school. For many, this highlights the ongoing challenges facing public education infrastructure, especially at the foundational level. This is a very disturbing footage. The moment I saw that, I was just like, no. Like, just imagine these kids. These kids will grow up not to like school. They would grow up to be like, I don't think I want to continue education. I think I should just go learn a skill and things like this. That's because they do not have a conducive environment. There's this friend of mine. She has her child in a very big school. This school, they pay close to how many million for a baby in crèche, like crèche and nursery, that just go to school, read A, B, C, D. Next thing, they're paying about 1 million naira. Do you know that this child always cried to go to school? Because the environment is conducive. But imagine this kind of place. You do not even have chairs to sit. Some are laying on bed floor
They don't even have a bed for them to sleep. They went to get this house mat.
Some of these schools, they would even go, they have kids tab where they listen to cartoons, they listen to their popular Miss Rachel and all of that. But This one, just look at, okay, because it's a public school. Because it's a public school, Abia State government, I think we need to do something about this situation. This is not something that I feel outsiders should see. This is an eyesore, Abia State government. Mr. Michael.
Well, anyway, I really want to say this. I'm no politician, and I will not speak on any political ground. The Abia State governor, well, he's trying on some ground. I was seeing some roads that he has rehabilitated, and electricity is trying to make a stable thing there in the state. But, you know, he has to do more. And that this is a clearing call to all those persons in government that they feel they, you know, don't channel all your energy into one sector. Spread it around. And, you know, having children, innocent minds, babies, they just come out from ground, going to such a place to learn. It's really baffling. How would these kids grow up to be? How would they appreciate, yes, like you said, the academic setting? How would they look at school? You know, it's really eyesore.
Have you really noticed that these public school students, they are being forced to go to school? You see them sometimes on the street, their parents with whip trying to beat them to go to school. But you don't see those in private school being forced like this because the environment is conducive. They always want to go to school. They are happy to go to school.
They're just even innocent. They're just looking at everywhere. They feel this is what it should look like. Honestly, no, it should not look like that.
It's sad.
They are so innocent to face such.
Yes, it's sad. When they're drafting the budget, I feel like they should place priority on education because education is really important. How do we raise the future leaders in such building? How do we raise future leaders in this kind of situation?
Tomorrow, one now turns out to be Agbero. You know, no say seen at the foundation.
That is it. The foundation is not strong, like we said. So Abia State government, please, let's do something about this. We are calling on Abia State government. We are calling on the Commissioner of Education, Abia State. Something needs to be done. In as much as it's a public school, we can actually still make it look like a private school. It's not a bad thing if the public school looks exactly the same as a private school. This is a no-no. This is an eyesore. This is something that outsiders, people outside the country would see this and be like, this is what Nigeria looks like. And I don't blame them when they talk about things about Nigeria in the negative aspect. Because these are the things they see.
Is that the teacher?
They are the teachers.
She's not even looking good too.
Okay, so they need to change the teachers. So
it looks as if the building is affecting their look.
Mr. Michael always been Mr. Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. So when they're not being paid well, so how do you expect her to get money to get a good Brazilian wig and all of that? They're not being paid.
Brazilian wig on the head. How much is she being paid?
Exactly. They're not being paid. Just imagine somebody in that kind of environment. How much do you think she would be paid? What if she's even being owed salary? Yeah. So you do not even expect her to look her best. So
Akara clothes that they want.
You do not expect her to look her best. The money she's managing to get, probably she just wants to put it into food stuff and all of that. So how do you expect her to have money to look tush, according to you, Mr. Michael, to look exactly the way you want? I really do not blame them. This is a very disturbing, like I said, disturbing footage. Just imagine a child falling down in this kind of place. The child would have severe injuries. This is really, really sad. We are calling on the Abia State government, the Commissioner of Education, Abia State. Something needs to be done about this very school. Well, once we get more updates concerning this, we'll definitely bring them.
I hope it's good update.
Good update, definitely. It must be a good update. We trust the Abia State government. Away from that very story, there's fresh updates in the Nigerian entertainment scene following claims by Abiodun Ayoyinka, popularly known as Papa Ajasco, that he is currently facing financial struggles. However, renowned producer Wale Adenuga has come forward to counter those claims. In an official statement released by his production outfit, Wale Adenuga Productions, he insisted that the actor has enjoyed significant support over the years. According to him, the actor owns a house and has used a Mercedes Benz along with other 4 cars. The statement has sparked mixed reactions online, with many Nigerians weighing in on the situation and questioning both sides of the story. At this point, I don't know who to believe again, because I think we did this story on Monday, or rather on Tuesday, when Papa Ajasco came out and was saying that as at 1997, he was being paid 22,500 naira. And now in 2026,
which was a good sum then.
Decades later, yes, a whole lot of persons, he got backlash from a whole lot of persons saying if you were unable to save 22,500 naira in 1997, then it has to be you that is irresponsible, not even the production team and all of that. So he's coming out now to say in 2026 he's being paid 45,000 naira, which is not enough. Not like being paid 45,000 naira monthly or something. According to him, it's for per episode, of which they do 12 episodes, at times a year or two. They do not produce nothing. So it has to be like that. But now Wale Adenuga is coming out to give us a different side of this, saying, because we even saw, so at this point, I really do not know what to believe, if it's like a pity game from Papa Ajasco, because we saw different social media personalities going to pay him visit, gifting him money. We saw the likes of King Michi going to visit him and gifting him cash. We saw all of these things. He even came out to say even a phone, he does not have a phone of his own.
But you know,
and it feels like...
The question is that only what he does?
We heard, allegedly, that he's also a public servant. Like, so, he's a civil servant.
Why is he
so we do not even know.
All his life savings, all he should get on a program? You know, that's why sometimes some people, they limit themselves. You know, when you tie yourself only to that program, you tie yourself only to that. I've seen people that have excelled. That program used to be one of the best before.
One of the best.
Social media and contents coming up from here and there. And if you look at all those other names on Wale Adenuga outfit, they've all taken a good flight,
all doing
professionally.
Well.
So it's now a question of why did you just stick being there and not doing something different?
Something else. That was the same thing I said them that day. Like, I feel like sometimes people just want to limit themselves, and that's why we hear things about trying to build your capacity. Do not just limit yourself to one particular character. You've been doing this. You can actually feature in other movies without being Papa Ajasco. You could be something else in other movies, but you just tie yourself to that very movie. Exactly. And he said he was not getting endorsement deals too because that very character, Papa Ajasco, has been registered. So why not do something else? We have a whole lot of persons registered under the Wale Adenuga's production, and they're still doing other things. They're going into content creations and all of this. Content creation these days is something I feel like everybody can do. I was even surprised, you know, when I was on one app, TikTok rather, yesterday, I was surprised when I was seeing legends that we know, these persons that we used to watch back then. All of them, they are now on TikTok doing live streaming and all of this, and I was like, really?
But anyway, maybe these persons are on TikTok. To give him a phone, then he would not be able to go. But would he know what TikTok is? Guy, you need to upgrade, please. We are begging you. But there's still another twist to the story. Let's not look at both sides. I trust Nigerians. They will go and investigate.
Of course.
They'll go and find out whether he still doesn't really have a home. He doesn't have a phone, he doesn't have a car, because stories are abound that definitely all he's saying, he's just being economical with the truth. So let Nigerians do their homework. Go dig in, and trust me now, they'll come and trend on this issue later.
Yes, so right now the debate is still very hot. We don't know who is saying the truth. Is it Wale Adenuga? Is it Papa Ajasco? So this makes the story a developing story, and once we get more updates after the whole digging by Nigerians and netizens, trust them. They will go and dig. So after the diggings and all of it, definitely we'll have more updates for you. Away from that very story, a situation currently sparking debate online involves an AC repair technician who reportedly refused to clean up the mess he made after completing his job until the homeowner insisted. The incident has raised an important questions about professionalism and responsibility in service delivery. Many people believe that service workers should always leave a place as clean as they met it, or even better, as part of a good customer service. Others, however, argue that the cleanup expectations should be clearly agreed upon before the job begins. Either way, the conversation is gaining traction, with opinions divided across social media. But the question remains, should service workers clean up after the job? Yes, this has been sparking lots of debates on social media, where some persons feel like, no, I'm actually a technician. I am not your cleaner. Once you're a dirty person, you will not be able to hide it. Because why go to a space to work, a clean space, and you messed it up? it's left for you to say you want to clean it. And then if you request, because personally, I would not even want anybody to clean my house. So if you request that, please, can I have a mop? Let me clean up this. And I'll tell you, no, don't bother, just leave it. At least make that attempt, not leaving my space. You made the space clean, so why leave it dirty? In as much as we know you're a technician, but you messed up this place. I feel like you should be able to clean up a space and leave it the way you met it. So this one's people are just coming out to say he's a technician, he's not a cleaner, and everybody just felt like, yes, this person that said this thing is a woman. That's one thing I was just seeing in the comment section. It's a woman. Only a woman would do that. A man would never put himself into telling another man to take a mop and clean the house and stuff like that. Yes, even if you want to assume that it is a woman. But the man should have made attempts. I am a woman saying this. If he had made attempts, and then she could say, no, don't worry, just leave it. But not just trying to leave and leaving the place dirty. It shows that the man is a very dirty person, Mr. Michael.
Well, anyway, it's a conversation that I've really ranged out for so long. You know, this feeling of, okay, I'll go and do a job there, especially those workmen. And at the end of the day, you live there untidy, dirty than when you met it. You know, for me, I feel it's a personal thing.
Yeah, of course.
Naturally, some persons are clean, irrespective of whether it's their job or not. They will just clean up to ensure that after having fixing what they are fixing, but the environment still portrays that cleanliness and that them fixing up something. But you know, some other persons would still have a different contrary view. They feel, well, I was only paid to do a certain job, so why would I do another? But don't forget, your job is the one messing the place up. So why not? It's part of your job. So I am really surprised that some persons would pick offense on account of it. But, you know, also a lady, if I'm a lady, on the mind I don't have my nails, I'm gossiping only like a lady. But if I'm a lady, naturally, that place is dirty. Let him go. Do it yourself. Because sometimes nobody will do it as clean as you.
Okay, you know one thing he said, I don't know if you saw that the screenshot rather, where the lady said, the man claimed to say, I have somebody like you in the house. That is wrong. Like, because I'm a lady, I'm asking you to do something. The next thing you're telling me is, I have somebody like you as a wife. Well, you have somebody like me and not me as a wife. And that's the very reason why you should clean it.
You should only get jobs from men then. Don't get from women.
That's the very reason. That's the very reason. The fact that you have somebody like me at home that you do not respect, that very reason you have to clean that very spot.
That's quite
and it just gave me this flashback of this generator repairer we used to have then. When this guy comes, cleans, repairs the generator, he would clean this generator to look brand new. Like, this generator would be sparkling. And every time I just feel like, yes, this is the best person to call. Even if he does the job, he doesn't do it well, maybe the next day we're already having issues. We don't mind calling him again because he does the thing and keep the place tidy.
Yeah, so we used to have pay 3 times.
We used to have
Thank God you are telling
we used to have one other one. Then he would come, he would mess the entire balcony with used oils and everything, and
but
that
the
place
generator
would look,
lasts.
but dirty.
Okay.
Dirty. So we do not want dirty technicians and all of that. Work guys, if you come do your job, try your best to keep the place clean. I think people would want to call you next time. But if the place
guys,
is dirty,
if Messi calls you, you go there. If you like, don't do it well, but keep it clean.
You could do the
job
job
of a
cleaner. You could do the job of a cleaner rather than what you're being paid for.
Rather than you doing your job. So find ways of.
I think I would just employ the person as my cleaner. Then, since you don't know your job, I'll just employ you to be a cleaner instead of being a technician, because that's how it will be at the end of the day. Do your job well. Keep the environment clean. That's how it should be. This is not something that is supposed to be debatable in the first place. I wonder why people are really debating about it. Like I said, it's not compulsory that you clean, but at least just make the attempt. This place looks messy. Please, can I have a broom? Can I have a mop? And then I tell you, no, don't worry, you can leave it. I will do it myself. Things like that. It shows courtesy. It shows etiquette, not just coming and next thing you just want to leave. I will call you to do that very thing. And again, so the men always claiming, I have your type as a wife. Maybe very soon we'll talk about that topic. Mr. Michael, what do you feel? We'll talk about that very topic. The ones always saying, exactly, the ones always saying, I have your type as a wife. On a very good day, we will table that issue, not for today, because time is really not on our side. So we really need to wrap things up right now. And all thanks to Mr. Michael, my gossip mates, for making it really enjoyable. Yes, when I say all thanks to Mr. Michael, my gossip mate, you would say, clock it, clock it.
Which one don't?
Anyways, thank you so much, Mr. Michael. Of course, you know, you can be part of the discussion. Reach us through the comment section of all our social media platforms on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV. This is where I'll tell you that I will see you for another super exciting edition of Trending, same time tomorrow. I remain Mercy Erabo. Have a blessed day.